Hello everyone, this is Migo Hunter, and today we have another Chimera Summer Bash Round 5 match between chucklyfun and Kugath, aka Gorefield. Look at this horrifying entity. Yep. Um, Gorefield appropriately playing Arakune right now, and chucklyfun is playing Ragna. So I think, what's the record of both players? Can either of them make playoffs? If either of them is 2-2, then there's a chance. That's Kugath is 1-2, and chucklyfun is 2-2. I see. Okay. So chucklyfun wins. He could make playoffs, potentially, but we'll see how it goes. I think chucklyfun's team is Ken, Enchantress, Ragna, Wagner, and Kugath's team is Vega, Polar Knight, Arakune, and Merkaba. So Kugath is Polar Knight and a bunch of weirdos. chucklyfun is a pretty interesting team as well. So we'll see how it goes. This matchup in particular, I don't see it being good for Arcune. I feel like Ragna is a trading monster and he can just be very aggressive early and run over Arcune before he gets set up. But who knows? If Arcune can get Ragna off of him and build enough for overdrive, then Arcune has a chance. Arcune has to survive the early game and build up enough overdrive without losing too much health in the process. Oh, they're still mulliganing. The hell? Okay. For some reason, I thought chocolate was already done. Okay. cpat snuck his way into the room as usual. That's what he often tends to do. Alright, so Ragna turn 1. Ragna has a whole bunch of range 4 options. Gauntlet, Hades, Hell's Fang, what's that? Dead Spike, Funny Projectile. So Ragna has plenty of range 4 stuff. So usually Ragna striking turn 1 is not uncommon. However, Arcanate does have Disjoint Union above curve at range 4 to poke Ragna out, whatever he does. Y2 dash misses here, and permutation at wise, like they work depending on what Ragna's range ends up being. F wise only works on even ranges. Permutation NR only works on odd ranges. You see Ragna initiating a strike here. Might see a Disjoint Union just to poke him out. Though a Disjoint Union will trade down against Dead Spike and also trade down against Gauntlet Hades. Okay, it looks like Arakune is just playing across. Makes sense. Just to get out of there. And Ragna misses, but advances 2. Ragna's still range 4, so he's kind of happy. Arakune looking to parry an option, perhaps parry a range 4 thing. And looks like Ragna has a handful of funny stuff. 2 ultras, block, and an assault. Azure Grimoire, an interesting reload here that Ragnar can use. Spending one force, and then he can spend the 5 life to draw that many cards, and then take an action. You could see Ragnar taking advantage of this boost, since Arcune knows his hand. Arcune probably parried one of his range forward things. Ragnar could go, what he could do is Azure Grimoire. Oh, I see, you got it all wrong. What you could do is Azure Grimoire. Oh! Or you could just change cards. That's something else you could do as well. Azure Grimoire's cooler though, because you spend life. But changing cards is fine as well. Discard his no normals and 2 force. Holds on to Carnage Scissors, presumably for the boost. I mean, the Ultra's pretty, it's like okay. The Ultra's okay when you need it. Or I could get prepped, and then right now initiate with strike. Range 4 something. If Ragnar's feeling brave, he can play Hell's Fang. But if he's not feeling brave, if he's worried about destroying Union, then he probably played a guarded option. Arcuna on defense has like a mix-up between whether he wants to play Destroying Union or whether he wants to play Dive. Destroyed Union would beat Hell's Fang, and Dive would beat Ragnar's other stuff. Okay, Arcuna plays the focus. And Deathspike can dodge it. You can just close one and make those cause focus to miss. Yep. Pretty good turn for him. If Arcuna had a sweep, it would have been good because all of Ragnar's stuff forces him to close at least one. Yeah, Ragnar cannot overheal. Arcuna's turn. He can initiate a strike if he wants. He has the range 3 mix-up. Yep, looks like he does. We see Ragnar drop one assault, so Arcuna could probably get away with a cheeky dive or a spike, maybe. Ragnar does not have much in the way of defense at range 3. Ragnar notably pretty vulnerable to spike. All his specials losing to spike. Oh, I see. Well, tries to defend with Hell's Fang. Probably defend against the spike attempts, but gets assaulted for his troubles, and now Arcuna gets advantage. All right, wall swinging. Not a bad wall swing. Y2 dash, a cheeky Y2 dash range 1 will at least hit for 6 damage. He can choose which range he wants to be at, and his UA triggers. So right now we'll take 6, and then the top card gets added to Overdrive. Yes. Arakune has like, he's carried with like 3 different card zones. His hand, his Overdrive, his Gauge, and then his like his face down sealed area. Bunch of nonsense, in my opinion. All right, and Ragnar will hit back for 6 and heal 1. Though even trade for well, slightly better trade for Ragna because it's Ragna. But Arcune still probably pretty happy with the outcome, not getting stunned out. All right, and Ragna will gain 1 HP. He needs to group a card. Okay. Well, he's trying to keep track of normals, I guess. Loses the F of G, which is a F of G can be good to accelerate your overdrive, but or extend your overdrive if you're flipped, but otherwise it's not really needed. 2 gauge ultra. Did Ragna? Is he keeping track of his own normals and his opponents? Man, fair enough. I guess you want to be meticulous, but it's time consuming. The reason I don't want to track normals is every time I used to track normals like in a text doc or something off to the side, but like it takes like it's so easy to just accidentally miss 1 or 2, and like especially just whenever you want to, if you're worried about a certain normal, then just do a quick search of discard and then you get what you want. All right, so Ragnar draws 2 cards and on hit gain 2 life. Soul Eater, not a bad boost. Going to range 2, probably threatening his DP, um, Inferno Divider, which is ridiculous on offense and okay on defense. Sometimes you still see Ragnar play on defense, so he can, especially since he has hit gain 2 life. Like that's a good boost. Oh, the Arcade just prep? Okay, makes sense. Ragnar striking could be DP, could be anything really. Could be cross to set up Carnage Scissors. Think of a wall swing. If you don't want to guess, just wall swing. Oh, nice. Nice call out from Kugath here. Both have to spend the force. I think Ragnar has to spend the force first, and then Arcane spends his own. Pete and Q will, let's see, put him in advanced tree. He will not be able to hit, but he will can add this to his overdrive and dodge the DP, which is, yep, good call out from Arcane there. discard order things. He could advance 3, doesn't matter, because, Magnus in the center. And gets overdrive for free, yep. And now Arakune is halfway to his overdrive. 4 in total, needs 8. And Ragnar lost the DP, which is huge. I mean, Ragnar's DP is one of his few fast options. Everything Ragnar has is pretty mid speed or slow. So dropping a DP is pretty big. All right. Forbidden Knowledge, aka take a break, because he's just gonna be choosing which cards he wants to put in his hand and overdrive and sealed. Yep. I want to his gauge as well. Yeah. So this really, Forbidden Knowledge is while entirely random, it's really good to accelerate his overdrive, because essentially it increases overdrive by 2, 1 to his gauge, 1 to his overdrive area, and the rest 2 basically are left in his hand, I think, because he draws for end of turn. Yeah. So he's gonna get those 2 that he set aside, and then he's gonna draw for end of turn. So just yeah, the last one basically just says keep in hand. Explaining stuff. Yep. Forbidden Knowledge, funny boost. Lots of moving parts to it. Lots of cards going in 3 different places. Oh, okay, the 2 cards I see. Yeah. So he knows the. I misread. So he knows the top. He knows the top card of his deck, but one is in his hand. Aokune, funny character that often gets to look on the top card of his deck, whether it's from boost or from overdrive, so he can know what his wall swings are. Oh my god, he's keeping track of every single special? Man. Lots of bookkeeping going on here. My suggestion for the future for players is that just worry about what's relevant. Um, and you don't have to know what cards are always present or at all times. Like, if you're worried about, if, for example, opponent initiates a range 3, then just worried about a range 3 mix-up or his specials. And if you ever want to figure out what card's missing, just look at the discard, and then there's a little search bar on top. You can search for normal, specials, whatever, and you can figure out what's relevant, basically. The tedium of keeping track of literally every single card that drops discard or drops to gauge, it's um, a bit too much, you know what I mean? Of course, players can do what they want, especially if the other opponent is okay with it. But it's just something to keep in mind that you don't need to know every single card that you and the opponent has played at all times. You don't. You just have to worry about what's important. Anyway, we got right now initiating a strike here. Arcuda has to guess. Oh, well done. Defense on curve with the second cross. Right now, try to steal advantage, and no bueno. And now Arcune is one card away from overdrive. Interesting. Arcune boosting +2 power here. Probably just trending the disjoint. 455 is a not bad stat line. What else could Arcune be trending in range for? Not much, just stat and dive. He could FP wise if he's feeling saucy, but unlikely because Ragnar can easily end up at range 1 and then Arcane is sad because FP wise only hits even ranges. Well, Ragnar striking. Could be the Carnage Scissors he was holding. Oh no, yeah, it is the Carnage Scissors. So um, Ragnar just going for it, willing to accept that he was going to lose to he could lose to dive. Yeah, it looks like we did see um, this Carnage Scissors was known, but looks like he forgot about it, or rather, yeah, Kugath forgot about it. Haruka could have also played a slow if he suspected Ragnar was going to close it with something like this. So yeah, big loss for Arcune there. Oh, we see the wall teleport though. Ends up on the other side of the board. No longer cornered. I mean, he cornered himself in another corner, but Ragnar's on the other side, so he's fine. If Arcune just gets one more gauge or one more thing in his overdrive, then he's happy. Maybe dig for another forbidden knowledge. It's on the onus of Ragnar to close in because Arcune has the long range options. Oh, A plus B. Interesting boost. Um, Looks like probably chucklyfun will give hand info and deck info. Okay, yeah, looks like chucklyfun, if doesn't want Arcane to get overdrive, will have to reveal his whole hand and the top card of his deck. A plus B, huh? You don't see this boost too often because it costs a force. But in this situation, it makes sense. You just need one more for overdrive, and if you don't get it, then at least you get full hand info and the top card of his deck info. If chucklyfun spills his hand contents to him. Um, might not be so bad if Ragnar spends force to move in. It might actually be better to reveal and give Arcune his last precious overdrive card. Uh, it's like still deciding. Oh, okay. Ragnar decided to donate a card for his overdrive. How nice of him. Steals the grasp, and Arcuna is ready to overdrive. Ragnar does find the cross. I think Arcuna might be in prime position to strike here, depending on what he has in hand. I think Arcuna, when you see draw 2, then strike, yes. He's got 5, 4, 7, 6. A bunch of fast speeds, only one slow. Does have a second disjoint union, which would be 4, 5, 6 when overdrive. I think it's printed. Let me look it up real quick. I'm pretty sure it's printed speed. Or am I wrong? Matches that of the discarded card speed matches that of the revealed attack. All those stats. Yeah, okay. Doesn't say discarded card speed. Huh. Doesn't say printed speed, but I think that's how it got ruled a while back that it was printed speed. Correct me if I'm wrong though. So Arcana can like boost +2 speed, make something 9 speed, and then have nothing to match it. Like that's not gonna happen. Because it would be weird if Arcana gets into situations where the speed of his attack is too high, so he can't match it. Arcana boosting +2 speed here. +2 speed could be just trending a dive, honestly. If Ragnar initiates, Arcana can just dive to range 1 and then overdrive on his turn and then strike. Doesn't seem like a bad idea to me. Considering he has like 7s and 6s and like fast stuff. Going to range 1's Arcana seems fine. Arcane kind of wants to brawl when he's got the overdrive. Make sure that you can take full advantage of his speeds and have everything hit. Actually, Permutation NR is the best card when he's in overdrive because it becomes range 0 to 7. However, Arcane does not have any 3 speeds in his gauge. I mean, in his overdrive engage area. There's no 3 speeds here. So that's unfortunate. Hmm. Well, while players are doing that, I will go get myself some tea and relax because this might be a long one. Is he striking? But with what? It is kind of mixed up here. Destroying Union uh, would beat slows. Destroying Union would beat slows if Ragnar expects Arcane to dive in, and dive will beat Ragnar's guarded options like Dead Spike and Gauntlet. So which one did Chuckly initiate with a slow or something a guarded range 4 option? Okay, Y2 dash makes sense. Uh, Actually, Y2 dash is a worse dive. Only does 4 damage. We'll at least get oh, I guess that gets to overdrive, so maybe that's actually totally fine. Not bad. I mean a bad trade. Ran against alive. Oh, loses a permutation. That's unfortunate. Because that is he finally got a 3 speed in his overdrive and he lost his permutation. Unfortunate loss there, but Arukune does still have some good speeds to work with. I think maybe worth overdriving here. Speed 3 does unlock Spike. So already got 6 in his overdrive. Has to choose 3 cards that he wants from his gauge to his overdrive. And then draw 2 and then strike. Speed 7, 6, 5, 4, 5, 1. Good diversity of speeds. Reina is up 6 life, but has to weather through Arakune's overdrive. If he can do that, and guess what Arakune is playing, and try and trade the best he can, then it could be okay. Alright, block, assault. Alright. Block will, however, win against assaults because Arakune gains advantage. Arakune can look at the top card of his deck, choose whether to seal it, face down, or keep it. If he likes it as a combat option, then he can keep it on top of his deck. Right now spending 2 force to take nothing. Looks like Arakune is gonna get advantage. Likes what he sees on top, and now it's Arakune's turn. Arakune can play range 1 spikes, something that's easily forgotten, I think. Well, not easily forgotten, but what I usually forget when I first started. Wait, overdrive effect, overdrive effect. Yeah, supposed to discard a card from overdrive since he gained advantage. Looks like he wants to reshuffle. Maybe, threaten end to infinity. Okay. End to infinity, actually a relevant threat here because it's 3 gauge. He has 3 gauge. He has a 4 speeder. Um, actually a relevant threat here. Looks like that's what Arcune is threatening. Since, oh, interesting. Ragnar boosting Unrelenting to give himself +1 power and stun immunity. So that he cannot get stunned by end to infinity. Alright, drops his 6 speed. Determines he does not need it. He probably wants. He has a couple of 4 speeds, so. Good boost, by the way, especially for Ragnar. I don't know. I feel like this game could go either way. Ragnar just has to worry about not. Oh, ball swinging. Okay, we got the matching speed, so this is 5 power. Arcane can push 3 and hit him for 5. Do you look at the I think you might already know what it is, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so he already did it. That's good. And now Arcune is threatening the obvious end to infinity. It becomes an above curve dive that instantly kills you if you are stunned. Oh, Ragnar just prepping here. That's dangerous. Maybe Ragnar will find a block and not die to end to infinity. Let's have 2 force engage if he needs it for armor. I like how they were like chucklyfun was like first tracking normals, but then clearly stopped a long time ago. So yeah, I mean it's just not worth the tedium. Alright, it's Arakune's turn now. We'll have to discard for overdrive at the start of his turn. If Arcane discards the grasp, it returns to Ragnar's discard. That's an important rule in Exceed, sometimes people miss, is that when you steal cards from the opponents and it leaves play, then it goes to the discard, not yours. Oh wait, should go to Ragnar's discard. The grasp, rather. Yep. Alright. If Arcane is feeling bold, he could just strike with End to Infinity here and try to kill him. I mean, at worst, it's a 7 damage dive. At worst, it's a 7 damage above curve dive. At best, Ragnar does die here. Ragnar could cross out. Oh, Arcane just preps. Saying, okay, I got a little bit of time. Still got overdrive left. Ragnar's prepping again. I feel like Ragnar has to be digging for a second block or maybe focus. Oh wait, overdrive should go off first. Oh. You know what? Never mind. Uh, looks like Ragnar died. Yeah, Arcane takes game 1 with an insta kill. A bit of a flashy insta kill because Ragnar was only at 11. But yeah. I mean the start of turn obviously would have mattered. The start of turn overdrive obviously matters if the reading whiffs, but the reading hit, so yep. And a nice way to finish game 1 from Kugath. Cool to see an Arakune insta kill go off. Even if Ragnar was only at 11, but hey, I mean it's a 3 gauge ultra that did 11 damage, right? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And now Arquin is retired, and chucklyfun can pick Ragna again if he wants. He got slightly ahead of himself, but hey, it's understandable. How do you healthy spell understandable? Does it even have E? Fuck it. Crap. I feel like I always misspell understandable. Understandable. Okay, I spelled it right. Okay, we'll see who Kugath brings out for game 2. I know Kugath has been consistently playing Vega, so we might see him again. chucklyfun has to win this game to keep his top 8 dreams alive. Oh, Merkava, eh? Is it the first time we've seen Kugath Merkava? I think so. Merkava, a noodly boy. Season 6 noodly boy that flies around and tries to be as much of a nuisance as possible. With a lot of movement, a lot of ranges, but low power. And chucklyfun still hasn't revealed his character yet. These tiny little counters. They're so tiny and insignificant. Reveal your character. Is it season 6 versus season 6? Oh, it's Ken. Good old Ken Masters. The Shoto man of season 3 with good ultras, good boost, and axe kick. Yeah, good character overall. We'll see how this matchup goes. I think should be very interesting. Ken Murkafa might be very difficult for Ken to actually pin down. And Ken does have a Fireball Hadoken, but Merkava can interrupt his Hadokens with Drill Through, with Breathe Out, with Capture and Devour, and with Eye Defile if he has enough gauge. So Ken Hadoken, kind of hard to throw in this matchup. Ryu's Hadoken would do a lot better job in this matchup. Because it's 6 speed when crits. All right. Ken going first as he should. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh, what? Oh, I. Oh, he wants to change the normals. Well, it's only fair. Looks like chucklyfun wants to go back. Wants to change to not season 6 normals. I mean, not season. I mean season 2 normals, right? Because the TTS, the default setting is everything is just season 2 style normals, and you can change it to instead of default, you can change it to default. Therefore, each season will keep the normals. So, chucklyfun conspiracy theory, did he just do it because he had a bad hand? No, I'm just kidding. But technically, he should. I guess if you do that, then at least give the opponent courtesy to change their normals if they want to, aka put their hand back. Whatever. No big deal. I sometimes make the mistake too where I see my handful of season 2 normals, I'm like, no thank you. I'm playing I'm playing season 6. I want to see my character do sweeps and grasps and stuff. I don't want the season 2 normals. Thank you. The only season where I accept season 2 normals is season 4 because those cards are hard to read. Well, not hard to read, but hard to identify at first glance. Kugath, going over Ken's cards, I feel like almost everyone should have experienced fighting Ken, but I could be wrong. Alright, Ken mulling 4. Merkava mulling 3. Yeah, there we go. Alright, Ken should probably be seeking to close in as soon as he can and deny Merkava of his annoying range options. Okay, we see the Ken action on turn 1. Merkava can basically initiate with whatever he wants here. Merkava's Rage 3 mix-up kind of deadly. I Agitate can push Ken into oblivion. Of course, there's the cloud. There's normals are involved as well. Rampage kind of works. Drill True, Breathe Out. Breathe Out's a very good option here. Retreat 2 and Poke him for 3. Capture and Devour if he's feeling frisky at range 3. Ken's defense at range 3 is kind of poor. So maybe Ken has an EX Assault. That would pretty much spoil Merkava's day. Though Agitate does deal with EX Assault on defense. EX Assault only does 5 damage, 5 guard. That's enough. Merkava could just initiate if anything, and Ken has to be kind of worried. He could boost as well. Wide is a good boost. Allows him to adjust the positioning, give him some extra range. Um, Slither is good as well. Instant Flight is slithering, but on steroids because you advance retreat X, or X reveal cards power top of your deck. The line waits is a little bit of defense with a delayed prep. We see a reading. Very early reading. Oh, there we go. Okay. And I agitate lands. And we'll have to push. Luckily, luckily Merkava did not reveal block on the top of his deck. When that would make him sad. Takes 5. The reading goes off successfully, and Merkava got at least 1 power on the top of his deck. Very good. If block was on top, he would be so sad. Alright, Ken running in to range 3. Merkava could honestly initiate with the assault on top of his deck if he wants to. The most face-up assault in the world, but now that his sweep is down, maybe he doesn't care. No, just striking from hand. Uh, Defensive spike will not pay out. Merkava just pokes it for 3 and can choose where to put on top of his deck or gauge it. No, decides to gauge it. Defensive spike, I'm not a fan of that. Works against very few things Merkava is going to throw out, unless he's hard reading a sweep. Defensive spike only works if he hard reads a sweep at range 3, but otherwise loses to offensive spike, loses to pretty much everything. Ken has already taken 8 damage, unfortunately. Hasn't found a way to close in on Merkava yet. At least he can draw cards while doing so. Merkava does have the assault on top, which is still known. That could make him susceptible to reading, possibly, if he doesn't get rid of it somehow. That's why I was a fan of the wild swing assault, even though it was the most obvious thing in the world. Alright, assault is known in hand. Ken can do a reading assault if he wants to bully him. Reading assault play something slower. Merkava, a slippery bastard, hard to pin down. At least Ken is sent aboard here. Ken could. Hmm, he could do a quick attack now strike if he wants to. Oh, there he is. Quick attack strike, maybe with a dive Hardoken. If he wants to hedge against everything except capture and devour. There really is only Hadoken that hits here, as well as dive. If Merkava has a capture devour, he probably matches it. But if he doesn't, then he just has to eat it. Oh, just as a block. Yep. All right. 4 damage incoming. Ken can choose to recur it if he wishes. Chooses not to. Just hits it for 4. Interesting. Just takes the full 2. He could have discarded Assault if he wanted to get rid of no normal. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. All right, Merkava just preps. Ken walks forward. Merkava and given another opportunity to initiate something at range 3. However, Ken could have very well drawn EX Assault by now. So that's always a threat. EX Assault just so good on defense. The worst he can do is just the worst EX Assault can do is just run into a sweep and trade evenly. Oh, we see a Veil Off. Veil Off allows Merkava to control his flight pattern. Discard a card instead of revealing the card from the top of your deck to move, he can reveal a card. He can discard a card from his gauge to move that much. And he is threatening an Eye Defile as well. At range 3, has enough gauge to pay for it. 1838 to poke out anything that's not slow. The assault is still known. What? Oh, okay. Ken action. At range 2. Didn't like. Huh. Liked his range 2 better than range 3, which makes sense. Ken has good range 2 stuff. Compared to Merkava, who doesn't really have range 2 stuff to speak of. But we'll have to. He did use his Ken action, so he's forced to discard down 2. Drops a Shoryuken and a Grasp. Losing both speed 7 options in favor of playing slows, which makes sense. Merkava flying, use his UA to advance 5 and go to range 4. Poor Ken has to chase this bastard. Ken does have rushdown style though. Close treated strike if he wants to pin down Merkava. Hopefully chucklyfun did not forget that Gorefield, aka Kugath, still has an assault in hand. If he ever wants to punish hard with a reading, he may do so. Okay, rushdown style, close treated strike. If I'm guessing, it's probably striking with a slow. No crit, so not an axe kick. I mean, unlikely to be an axe kick. Merkava, not terrible at range 1. Does have Agitate, has Eye Rampage to beat sweeps, and focuses. And resentfully rage also beats sweep as well. Push point in range 5. What I'm guessing is probably just a focus. So that Ken will prevent himself from being pushed and pulled. Ooh, the cling. It is the focus. Alright, so the cling will work. Cling would have lost super hard to a sweep, but Ken already did drop a sweep earlier. And cling will hit 4-5. Alright, it's not the worst trade for Ken. Gets a card, gets 2 gauge, 2 more gauge, and he has almost assembled Shinryuken. However, Shinryuken less of a factor against Merkava because Merkava has Eye Defile to interrupt it. However, EX Shinryuken has enough armor guard to stop Eye Defile because only 1 power. So EX Shinryuken makes Eye Defile much less good. Wait, I just realized that he played Focus. He could have read the Assault. Man. Kugath having a no normal and getting away with it. Right. Merkava boosting superior. Makes sense. Everything Merkava does hits, so might as well get some more stats. Maybe Ken has a second reading to call for assault and defuse this boost. But if he didn't do it the first time, I don't think he'll do it the second time. Boosting power. I guess threatening a knee bash, I would assume. Deflection, hit, gain armor equal to power. Really nice boost if you want to trade up hard, as long as you go faster. Maybe Ken has a true master. Plus the power, plus the speed to compete with Merkaba speeds. That wouldn't be a bad idea. However, Tech Hit is spooky. Alright, we see parry go off, parrying drilled through. A pretty decent range 4 option with a good amount of power if he spends resources. Merkava thinking about initiating here. So this is range 4, anything works. It could be a second copy I Rampage, another drill true, a simple breathe out. Capture Devour only does 3 damage, but gains advantage. I guess parrying the drill through makes sense because if Ken wants to play crit knee bash, uh, drill through would stun the hell out of him. Oh, we see the rampage. All right, this hits for 6 power and then has 7 armor, so we'll take no damage. Ken will take 4 and Merkava will take no damage. Pretty big delta here. Again, another focus that Ken had that he could have called the reading on assault, but decided not to. Pretty a lot of mistakes here. I mean, missed opportunities rather. Maybe he doesn't understand how Merkava works. That's a lot of Merkava stuff reveals the top card of his deck, so that is known information in Merkava's hand. And chucklyfun simply isn't capitalizing with reading, which is unfortunate because you could have diffused um, some really good boosts if you had the proper, if you got a good reading off. Instead, chose to parry, and now Merkava has Eye Rampage on top of his deck. Can play it at range 1 to beat slows. Alright, it's the knee bash. Will trade down against Merkava's focus. And then the top card goes to his hand. Yep. Really hefty life lead from Merkava here. Using his UA to retreat to range 4 again. No longer has to worry about reading. So he's in a very good spot here with a big life lead. Um, Ken has 4 gauge, so is threatening the Shinryuken. Ken advances to range 2, however. Range 2, crit axe kick goes online. Crit shuriken goes online. And Tatsumaki doesn't work because Merkava is in the corner. Cannot cross over him. Ooh, mix up the range 1 and striking. Question is whether it's slow or a fast. Or range 1 eye rampage to beat slows. And or it could be something fast like a grasp. Or an eye defile even. Eye defile pokes for 1, but 8 speed. Crits? Crit axe kick. Oh, okay. Tried for a really cheeky eye rampage. But gets stunned out. Ken was representing the axe kick threat, but still, Merkava still went for eye rampage anyway. You have to pay the force for that. It's cost one force. Alright. Now Shinriken's super good. Merkava wants no part of it. Advances 4 of his UA. Conditioning of strike here. Could be the second Gurren. Second Gurren would do like bajillion damage. Second Gurren would do 10 damage. That's insane, actually. 10 damage, 6 speed. Did Merkava screw himself here? Oh, Merkava's forced a wild swing. Ah, never mind. It's just a dive. Okay. Well, a dive will hit for 7. Pretty good. Oh, and just like that, life is even. Ooh. EX. Mix up into EX attack. Um, Presumably, not many things this could be. This is probably an EX assault. Ken is running out slows. An EX assault would make perfect sense here. Especially since we knew one assault was in his hand the whole game. Alright, Ken forced the wild swing. Gets the block, which is good. 5 damage incoming. Probably should choose to spend some force here. Uh, okay, he blocked everything. Merkava with his advantage boost, superior. Crit? Pulse speed on strike crit? Oh, this is just an axe kick? Merkaba still has two of his 9 speed ultras, so he can't just interrupt it. Unless it's a big, omega big brain bait. Unless it's a huge brain bait, Merkaba can just mash his ultra here and be fine. Maybe he's a crit Shoryuken. Oh, okay. Well, that works too, I guess. Axe kick will hit for 5, ignoring armor. And Ken will take 7. 8, rather. Ouch. That is a lot of damage. Cling is a good card, as long as you don't get swept. Alright, now Merkava's turn. Ken has no cards in hand. Only 1 HP. Merkava could just end it here with Grasp or Eye Defile. Unless Ken... I think Ken is down all armored options. I think he loses. Right? As long as Merkava initiates this thing fast. I don't know if Ken even has an answer. Unless Ken has second block in there somewhere miraculously. Surely Kugath has a Grasp or an Eye Defile to close the game, right? Surely. Surely. Oh. Wow. And that will do it. Wow, that's a very risky at Resentfully Rage. There's a Shinryuken in there, right? Yeah. Does it only lose to Shinryuken, though? However, Ken can just invalidate Gurren if it pops up. I guess, yeah, Merkava, I guess Merkava didn't have a fast enough option in range 1. That's why he defended with Cling. But Resentfully Rage will do it. Loses only to Shinryuken, but Ken could invalidate his Gurren if he wild swings it. So yeah, really risky. It was a pretty risky reveal there. Sort of bet the farm on that one, but hey, it worked. Ken indeed had no armor, so if Kugath could afford to be a little bit patient and secure the game that way with an 1-8 Eye Defile or just a Grasp, because Ken's only at 1 HP, no armor. Yeah, risky way to close the game, but I mean, hey, a win's a win. And with that, yep, Kugath takes the set 2-0. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.